Okay, so this is my 1994 E-Z-Go Medalist with a Magiox Storm body kit. Right now I'm installing some dash lights. When I'm driving this thing around at night, I always notice the interior where your feet go, and inside these little glove boxes it's very, very dark. I'm gonna put little glove box doors on them, so even then it'll be even darker with those things in the way. So figured I'd put some little lights on. Haven't hooked them up yet, but I just drilled some holes right here in the top of the glove box. Then I've also got one down here that's going to point right where your feet go. And then I'm gonna install a little switch on the dashboard, probably somewhere right over there. So when I'm hopping in this thing at night, you can flick that on. I can see my phone or whatever you've got in your little cubbies, or if you got something on the floor, whatever the case is, you can kind of see, just like in a car or pickup. So I think that might be neat when it turns out. We'll see. Also was thinking about installing some on the back where the rear cargo seat is. We'll see. So anyway, I will update you as soon as I've got these things hooked up. Okay, so these are the two different styles of lights I'll be trying to use here. This light here is called a Bolt Beam 12mm LED light from superbrightleds.com. Also picked up one of these here. I think they call it a license plate bolt light. I got a couple of these. I'm gonna see what they look like. Might try to put them on the roof bracket somewhere that kind of points down on the same circuit as these little dash lights here that I'm going to install. So we'll see how they turn out. They weren't too expensive. I think I got 6 of these guys here. I got a couple of these guys plus a little bit of wire online from Super Bright LEDs, and it was like, I don't know, less than 50 bucks. So anyway, we'll see how they come out. All right, so at this point, I am done installing all my courtesy lights. Everything's wired up anyway. I still am gonna go back with some wire loom and go ahead and hide some of the wires. You can see there's wire back there, and I'm gonna tie it up better with some more zip ties to make it a little bit more professional. But at least for now, we can test it anyway, and then I'm gonna get some more wire loom. So I've got everything run through this key switch right here. Instead of just installing another toggle switch, I opted to just use this, the key switch. I have an additional key on, off, on, and then one more position, and that turns on the courtesy lights. I wasn't using it, so I figured it might be kind of a neat thing to do. So this is with everything lit up. So we've got our cubbies. Those are all lit. Just one for your feet down below, so when it's dark outside, you can see down there as you climb in the cart. You flip the key on as people are loading in the cart. I've actually put a couple of dome lights up on the top here. So these are just on the roof supports. These are the bolt lights, and they fit almost perfectly. You can see just barely clear inside that support bracket. So they're not too much light, but it's just perfect as a courtesy light at nighttime. I mean, we've got all the lights on in here, but right now, but you can really see it's just barely enough where it's not annoying. And those actually come down over the back seat too. And then I installed the license plate lights, or whatever you call them, underneath the rear seat here. And they kind of cast down. Once again, I'm going to tie up the wire and put some wire loom to hide everything, make it look professional, but this is just for testing right now. It casts a perfect amount of light right there on the footrest area. And then if you open this trunk right here, it accesses the inside of the cargo spot there underneath the seat, and it actually illuminates in there really well too. So that was kind of a little added bonus. So these are what I ended up using for most of the install. They're called T-taps. I've never used these before, or at least this style. I've used some sort of a T-tap, but not like this. This is made specifically for the dual stranded wire, whatever you call it, low voltage cable. This is 18 gauge wire. They work really well for the lights that came with on superbrightleds.com. I think those are more like a 22 gauge, maybe 20 gauge. This 18 gauge is a little thick for these T-taps, this style, but they kind of, you can see how they work. The wire sits in the grooves there. It goes through the sheathing and contacts the copper, makes the connection. You just have to make sure that you hook it up. You know, if you just black goes to black, red goes to red, you can see the connector, the little bridge right there. Just make sure that it's not upside down when you install it, and it works perfectly. You can kind of see them. That's what they look like. Here's a couple of them installed. You just tap right in. So far everything so good. So far everything looks good. I'm gonna probably be adding some other features to the dash here. I'm gonna put some cell phone mounts in this little cubby here, using maybe a RAM mount system, something like that. And maybe just run some charging cables back behind and tuck them in here so that when we do have phones and stuff, there'll be just a cord right there that you can plug in. I don't know if I'm gonna do any other auxiliary lighting, anything like that, but I have plenty of space here on the dash for other switches and whatnot. So anyway, this should do it for now. And once I get everything thrown together, I'll take it outside in the dark and we'll kick these things on and see how it looks. All right, so I've got the body all riveted back on. Got all my courtesy lights installed. You can't see them. I've got this RAM mount I got for my phone here. Rigged it up to this switch here, which kicks that on, charges it while I'm driving around. Pretty neat, pretty sturdy. Haven't really tested it out yet, so I have to get out there and drive around and see how it goes. Pretty windy today, so I'm sorry about the wind noise, but we're just taking a little cruise before the sun goes down. Phone mount's working pretty good, nice and solid. Now it's windy. Not a bad life. All right, here we are, posted up at the local Bel Air. Just got my cart put away, got my groceries put on. You can see the light, courtesy lights are on. Pretty cool. I think they turned out pretty well. Just an example of when they're turned off. You can see what the difference is. Of course, we do have some ambient light here, but still, what a difference. Wow. All right. Until next time.